Hello, guys. I'm Kambra Potter here at the 2023 WonderCon in Anaheim, California, and we are just moments away from meeting the cast and creators of DC's new animated film, Justice League RWBY, Superheroes and Huntsmen, Part 1. It's going to be available on April 25th, but here in just a few moments, we're going to be meeting the cast and creators. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Lindsay. I voice Ruby Rose, this one right here. Team leader from volumes 1 through 9 now. I can't believe our proper show's on volume 9, but in this, she is still leading Team RWBY, but now with some new friends from the DC-verse.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, I know we don't have a lot of time, so last question. If you could have any superhero power in real life, what would it be? Like one superhero power for the rest of your life, what would you choose?
Oh my gosh. I'm a cat person. Anyone who knows me knows that. So the ability to call cats to help me, much like Aquaman, I want the creatures of the cat world to come to me and aid me on my quest.
That's amazing. Yeah, well, have a great con. Thanks for taking time to meet with us today.
Yeah.
I'm here today with the beautiful Natalie. Hi, I want you to tell me all about your role in Justice League.
I'm this girl right here. You might have recognized her. I'm playing Wonder Woman in Justice League and RWBY, and yeah, it's been super cool. It's pretty much like this kind of new version of both of these worlds coming together, and definitely different versions of the characters as well. Not just the fact that they're collabing and creating this like really badass super team.
They're teenagers, right? Yeah. So even though you look like you were a teenager like yesterday, what is it like to play a teenager through voiceover?
You know what? Like I've played more recently because this is my first time that I've done voiceover. Yeah, so I usually do I've been on two comic book shows. I was on Gotham, and then I did a show called The Gifted for a couple of years. That was Marvel. So I mean, just doing voiceover in general was kind of like a new scary feeling for me. But I mean, playing Wonder Woman was just so cool. And for me, I didn't really necessarily want to make her too teenage-ish, because regardless, she's this powerful princess from the Amazon. Like, it's definitely not a character that I wanted to bring like a lot of youthfulness to, especially because mentally she is still an adult. But yeah, it's definitely fun watching this movie and seeing all of these superheroes in their teen selves, like that kind of like awkward, like angsty kind of phase. Yeah, it's very cool.
Well, okay, last question for you. Where can our fans follow you? Social media. Do you want to share your handle?
I am on Instagram, Alyn. I'm on Twitter, but I probably tweeted last like 4 years ago. Yeah, pretty much Instagram.
Yeah, thanks for taking time to meet with us today. Congrats on the film. Can't wait to see it.
Sure. So my name is Kerry Shawcross. I was the director for this movie and helped produce it. Yeah.
Is there one scene of the film that you're like most excited for audiences to see? I know that's a hard question, but
Hard question. So the blanket answer is all of the action. That's really cool. The emotional answer is a very specific scene with Green Lantern. That's all I want to say.
Is it in the first half or second half?
It's kind of in the middle, actually.
Okay, cool. Well, I look forward to seeing it. I don't want to take too much of your time, Kerry. I know you got other people to meet, but thanks for talking to us.
So much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Love the color of this, by the way. It's cool. Yeah. All right, so I'd love for you to introduce yourself for our That's My Entertainment fans. Tell us who you play in Justice League RWBY.
I'm Arryn Zech. I voice Blake Belladonna, which is this one down here. And yeah.
What's your favorite part about being a voiceover actor?
I don't know. I love that you get to play a lot more in terms of, like, if I wanted to be a toaster, I could be a toaster in voice acting, that kind of thing. I don't know. It's just a larger playground, I feel like.
I'd love for you to just introduce yourself for our fans.
Awesome, thank you so much. Well, I'm Kara Eberle, and I voice Jeannie and RWBY.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit about your characters.
So Jeannie came from a family that is very wealthy, I would say, and grew up kind of sheltered a little bit. And so throughout the series, we see her really break out of her shell and learn how to be independent and have her own thoughts and really be part of a team. And it's come together really, really well.
What advice would you give to someone who's an aspiring actor or maybe wanting to get into voiceover?
Well, I would say definitely do your research too on it, and also be prepared to hear no a lot, because you will hear no way more than you hear yes in this industry. But don't take it personally, and just move on to the next and keep going.
Good advice. Well, thank you. I can't wait to see it on April 25th. I'm sure you're excited too. So
I know, I can't wait. I know the fans are going to love it.
yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for talking to me.
Yeah, my name is Jeannie Tirado. I voice the Green Lantern, also known as Jessica Cruz, in the new movie.
And I hear that it's a teenage version of all these characters. So is there typical teen drama in a superhero world, or?
100%, yes. So Jessica Cruz already deals with anxiety as a superhero, but as a teenager, that's like amped up to 1,000 because just teenage angst on top of like panic attacks and feeling inadequate, but you still have to be a superhero to fight these bad guys and save the day. So, yeah.
Cool. What? I bet. What is if you had to pick one scene? Because I asked some of the other cast members, what would be like the scene that you're most excited for audiences to watch, without giving anything away, of course.
Yeah, my favorite scene, it is towards the end of the movie, but throughout so much of the movie, she's dealing with this anxiety and feeling insecure, and there is a moment where we see her step into her superhero self, step into her power, and say, no, I can do this, and it's super powerful.
Absolutely. My name is Barbara Dunkelman, and I play Yang Xiaolong, the blonde goddess.
I love it. So what's it like being in a crossover with DC? What's that whole process been like?
Oh my God, it's so surreal. I've been doing RWBY now for 10 years, and I've been a huge DC fan also my entire life. So getting to see the Justice League characters and my character and our characters is like, oh my God, how is this happening right now?
Sounds pretty epic.
It's very epic, yes, absolutely.
Cool. So if you could have a superhero power in real life, like only one, but for the rest of your life, what would that be?
Well, it's funny because my power in the show is every time she gets hit or hurt, she gets stronger. And I think I would like that as someone who's very clumsy in life, stubbing my toe on a table and all of a sudden I could lift it. That'd be pretty cool.
That's cool. I love that answer. Well, thanks for taking time to talk to me. I don't want to take too much of your time, but have a great con and congrats on the film. Yeah.
I am David Arrigo Jr. and I play the Flash, Barry Allen. So, very excited.
Which is why you're ahead of everybody else.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just very, very quick. He's actually over on that poster, down on the other. He made it out of this one and shot all the way to the other one. So,
you deserve your own poster, but.
Thank you.
What's it like playing such an iconic character? I mean, the Flash, like.
Blast, and I just really hope I did it justice, right? That wasn't even on purpose.
Are you sure?
It really wasn't. But when you take on something like this, I feel like it's a great responsibility. Man, I'm pulling out all of the comic book tropes are going to come out of my mouth. But people love Barry, and I love Barry. So for me, it was an honor, and to show up and have the fun that we were able to have was also a joy. So that's what it was like.
I'm sure that's gonna translate into the film.
Oh, I hope so.
What would you say is like the best piece of advice you've ever gotten as far as a career in entertainment?
Listen. And listen to the script, listen to the other actors, listen to the directions that you're getting. Because if you shut down your ears, you're in there and you're doing your own thing, and it might not mesh. And it doesn't even have to just be the work, right? Like when I'm in the booth, obviously I'm listening. I'm listening to the moment, the needs of the moment, listening to the script that's on the page, everything like that. But also listen when you're in training. Listen when you're in the community. Like if you're doing a workshop or something, if it's voiceover, don't be the person who gets their copy, goes out of the room and works on it on their own, alone, and doesn't pay attention to what everyone else is doing. Because if they've got somebody in the booth reading, you should be sitting there figuring out what you can learn from that person. So listen. Yeah.
For life, too.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. Well, David, I don't want to take too much of your time. I'll let you flash off to the next person. Have a great con. Thanks, and congratulations on the film. Can't wait.
So much.
Hi, viewers. My name is Tru Valentino, and I play the role of Cyborg.
So that's a very iconic role. What is it like to play not only in this crossover series, but a teenage version? It's amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome to be able to basically be a part of such an iconic franchise and an iconic character, and be able to maybe now for a lot of kids moving forward in life to be like their Cyborg. So that's really cool, and it's like a huge opportunity, and or a huge. I already did it, not an opportunity. It's a huge. That's what I'm looking for. Honor.
Yeah.
to play the role of Cyborg.
What would you say is your best piece of advice, maybe for some of the kids that are going to watch this and that see you and, you know, maybe they aspire to grow up and be an actor? What would you tell those little kids that are watching this and want to be like you?
Give up now. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I would tell them just to, you know, push forward and really, like, you know, if you have a dream and you want to do something, then you need to go and do it. You know, don't sit back and wait for that to happen. You know, you got to go out and grab it. You know, growing up, I watched a ton of cartoons and stuff like that, and I always was fascinated with the different voice actors. I could always, like, tell when a different voice actor was doing, or a voice actor was doing a different voice on a different show or whatever, just because there would be some little nuances that I could pick up or whatever, and that's how I think I knew that at some point I wanted to do this. So if you're at home and you're watching cartoons and you really like the voices that you're hearing and stuff like that, and you maybe do voices yourself, then this is probably the field for you to do. You know, I mean, it's a small field and it's hard to get into, but if you just stay with it, something good will happen.
That's great advice. I love that. I wonder if do you have an ear for music too? Because it sounds like you have an ear for, yeah.
Yeah, I matter of fact, I do musical comedy in LA with my friend Chad, who actually is my guest here. He's not in here, but he's actually here, so that's funny you brought that up.
And where can we watch that?
Well, he doesn't have any social media. I do. We don't post any of our stuff, but somewhere down the road we will have some stuff where they can see that. But if you want to just see me perform, you guys can come to the Groundlings Theater every Sunday. I'm on Sunday Company there, so come check me out and hit me up if you want a comp ticket.
Well, I'm going to be hitting you up because I want to come check that out. So that's awesome. Very cool. Well, congrats on the film. Have a great con. I can't wait to catch you playing Cyborg. Such a great character.
Absolutely. So my name is Meghan Fitzmartin. I wrote the Justice League meets RWBY. And it's a story about two teams coming together, merging the various aspects of who they are and what they know, and to uncover some interesting mysteries that are happening within the world.
Cool. What inspired you to do the crossover, and then specifically like as teenagers?
So when I was brought on to do the movie, one of the things that it was really important for me to make sure that we did was to be able to introduce both teams on even footing. And the RWBY teens are teens, and I've grown up reading comics and watching comics, and one of my favorite tropes is when the Justice League are aged down, and I was like, well, I know a way to get them all on even footing. And yeah, it went from there. It was really fun.
Cool. So this is part one. I'm curious, is it going to be a 2-part film, 3-part, and when will we go into production for the next part?
What good questions that I don't know if I can answer. But there should be news soonishly, I would think. So keep an eye out.
Well, we will. Well, we'll first watch the premiere, obviously, of part one.
Yeah, please watch part one first, and then get excited for other parts. Yeah. Part 2, or who knows?
Or part 5, 6, 7. You know, I wish you all the success. Congrats. It looks like an epic film, so I can't wait to catch it.
Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you. Thanks for talking to me. All right, guys, there you have it. We just met the cast and creators of the DC animated film Justice League RWBY, Superheroes and Huntsmen, Part 1. Be sure to catch it on Blu-ray or on demand April 25th. I'm Kambra Potter, and that's my entertainment. What's yours?